Hey there, it's EmployeeAMillion. I hope you're all having a pleasant holiday season for 2023 and looking forward to the future for 2024. And that's kind of what this video is about, just an announcement of certain things that I'm going to be doing in 2024. Just to keep you up to speed, I usually post this stuff in my community tab, but for those of you who don't read those or can't access them for one reason or another, here's an announcement video, just like the old days, because I haven't done this in a while, so it's a time for tradition. Let's bring this one back. So, my last video, I announced a lot of the shows that I'm going to be doing next year, including the second half of Pokémon Diamond and Pearl. After that, I think you know enough about my opinions on Pokémon to the point that I don't need to do another review like that again, at least for a good long while. And I also announced the winners of the poll that I did last month. You know, that poll where I asked you which of these 4 shows for each network in each decade do you want to see me cover next year? And I'm thankful that for the 90s shows, there was an overwhelming consensus. I no longer have the statistics, but these shows were in like a majority vote. They were like 50 to 55%. The 90s Nickelodeon show you voted for was CatDog, which I have been interested in checking out again for a while because its reputation has sunk over the years, but it's also considered more divisive than anything, so that'll be fun to revisit. And the 90s Cartoon Network show you picked for me was Cow and Chicken, which I haven't had the strongest desire to check out, but I have, and I've got words to say about it. The 90s Disney show that I didn't let you pick because I was already partway into watching it was 101 Dalmatians the series. This is a childhood show. I didn't really feel like waiting to check it out anymore. I kind of broke my code for that, but I hope you get an interesting review out of it because there is very interesting things about this show. And early into next year, we're going to cross over the 80th review threshold. So, you know what I do. For every 10th review I do My Little Pony show. And now I'm up to Pony Life. Like, I've done nearly everything there is to cover for My Little Pony in animated form. So, we're getting very close to the present. I don't know if the 90th will be Gen 5 yet. I'll probably wait for that to finish, or be close to being finished. But I've got choice things to say about Pony Life, trust me. So those are 5 of the first couple shows that I'm going to be doing next year, but there will be another show between CatDog and Cow and Chicken, because I do want to break it up into even amounts of, here's a non-major network show, here's a major network show, here's a non-major network show, and so on and so forth for next year. So there isn't any confusion or any serious waiting for new things, which I want to avoid next year. And as always, I've got a Q&A. I know that you can ask me questions on my Tumblr account anytime you want, but for those of you who don't want to use Tumblr or can't use Tumblr for some reason, I still want to do these because you're getting a longer answer usually. So ask your questions in the comments of this video, and I'll answer them at the end of January. So asking basically closes on January 30th. And like always, if you ask multiple questions, I'll only ask the first one just to save us some time. In terms of other commitments, SpongeComs is going to continue with Season 4. I'm going to leave all of them public and on this channel. I know there was a pretty big scare towards the end of last year where I just made all of them public to avoid confusion, but that meant like 30 of them went public at once. That caused a lot of confusion. People thought my channel was hacked. It wasn't, don't worry. But yeah, I guess it is fine to just let them be there. And Season 4 is going to continue to trudge on, and I hope to get all of Season 4 done by the end of the year. The next SpongeComs is going to be on April 1st, which is the 18th anniversary of the episodes that I'm going to cover, Krusty Towers and Mrs. Puff You're Fired. So it's going to be a while, but keep your eyes peeled. As for more general ideas for videos, I haven't got any episode reviews planned or like episode comparisons planned, but I have got two Nickelodeon-themed video ideas. One looking at the history of the bumpers, not necessarily the coming up next bumpers that I did a while ago, but just the idents in between the shows, just how weird they were back in the day, and why they started using them, why they stopped using them, and just looking through some of my favorites and least favorites, and how weird they were, and how weird they made the channel. And another video about Nickelodeon, diving into what is the golden age of the Nicktoons, what's the silver age, what's the bronze age, and looking at all the different arguments for and against certain shows being part of those ages. And depending on how you guys are responding, what you guys think is the better idea for a video, I'll go ahead with that video idea first. I'm just gonna take a breather for the rest of the year and enjoy the holidays with my family, whether it be like blood relation or your best friends. I hope you guys are having a good year too, so goodbye for now, and keep those questions coming, but only one at a time. You know how I am.